मैं हूँ रश्मि चौधरी एंड वेलकम टू दिस वीडियो सीरीज। यहाँ हम कवर करेंगे नितिन सिंघानिया की आर्ट एंड कल्चर की फिफ्थ एडिशन जो कि लेटेस्ट एडिशन है। इस किताब को हम थॉरली रीड करेंगे, जहाँ ज़रूरत पड़ेगी समझाएंगे भी, और साथ ही यूपीएससी और स्टेट पीएससीज में आए हुए प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस डिस्कस करेंगे। इस सीरीज में एक वीडियो 30 से 35 मिनट्स की होगी, बट इफेक्टिव होगी। 40 से 45 लेक्चर्स में पूरी किताब कवर हो जाएगी। अगर आपने ये सीरीज 3 से 4 बार देख ली तो बिल्कुल ये किताब आपके दिमाग में छप जाएगी एंड योर एक्यूरेसी विल डेफिनेटली इंक्रीज। ऑल्सो आपका रिवीजन काफी आसान हो जाएगा। तो अगर आपको रिवीजन के साथ साथ वैल्यू एडिशन भी करना है तो ये सीरीज पूरी फॉलो करें। आपको बस अपने पास ये किताब रख कर मुझे सुनना है और इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट्स मार्क करने हैं। सो विदाउट एनी फर्दर डिले लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड।
हेलो एंड वेलकम बैक टू द चैनल घटना सूत्र। यहाँ हम कवर कर रहे हैं नितिन सिंघानिया की आर्ट एंड कल्चर की फिफ्थ एडिशन की किताब जो कि लेटेस्ट एडिशन है। और हमने चैप्टर 11 विच इज अबाउट इंडियन थिएटर्स वो ऑलमोस्ट कंप्लीट कर लिया था। वी आर जस्ट लेफ्ट विद 2 more pages एंड फोक थिएटर हम कर रहे हैं, तो इसमें हम नेक्स्ट पढ़ेंगे मार्च which is associated with the state of Madhya Pradesh. So March is the folk theatre of the region of Malwa in Madhya Pradesh. Initially, it was based on mythological themes such as Mahabharata and Ramayana. Later, romantic folk tales were included in its repertoire. The unique feature of this form is the dialogues which are delivered in the form of couplets known as Rangat Dohas. तो सीएससी में 2011 में ये शॉर्ट नोट्स में आया हुआ था कि इस पे शॉर्ट नोट्स लिखे. So this becomes important. Next is Karyana, which is associated with Himachal Pradesh. It is a folk theatre form which is related to worshipping the local deity Bijeshwar of the Solan, Shimla, and Sirmaur districts of Himachal Pradesh. It is practiced mainly by the communities in this region. It is performed when agricultural prosperity is achieved in the region of personal wishes uh, personal wishes are fulfilled. Next is Jatra. This is associated with West Bengal, Eastern India. और ये क्वेश्चन जत्रा से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन की ये कहाँ से एसोसिएटेड है, ये सीएसई मेंस 1987 में पूछा गया है. और अगेन द एसोसिएशन हैज बीन आस्क्ड इन यूपीपीसीएस 2003. तो क्या है ये देखते हैं. तो जत्रा इज अ पॉपुलर फोक थिएटर ऑफ ईस्टर्न इंडिया. It is generally an open air performance that was initiated by Vaishnava saint Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. During his travels through rural Bengal, he used the medium of Jatra to propagate the teachings of Lord Krishna. Later variants such as Ram Jatra, Shiv Jatra, and Chandi Jatra also came into existence that narrate the stories of Puranic legends. In the modern times, Jatra is used to narrate stories of secular, historical, and even patriotic themes. In Orissa, a popular form of street theatres known as Sahi Jatra. Sahi Jatra is prevalent. Next is about Bhan Pathir, again very important. This question to write the short notes on was asked in CSE Mains 2011. So this is important. Again, UPRO and ARO में इसका association पूछा गया था कि किस state के साथ है. So this is associated with Jammu and Kashmir. So what is it? It is a folk theatre of Jammu and Kashmir. It involves contemporary social satire or even mythical stories. It is secular in outlook, although it is performed by Muslims. It has music, dance, and drama. Next is Thok Leela. ये मणिपुर से एसोसिएटेड है एंड इट इज अ फोक थिएटर विच इन्वॉल्व्स सटायर विट एंड इवन कॉमेडी. नेक्स्ट इज रानमेल या रानमाले. ये गोवा से एसोसिएटेड है. रानमेल इज अ रिचुअलिस्टिक एंड फोक थिएटर फॉर्म based on mythological stories from the popular Indian epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. It is performed during the Holi festival, which is celebrated as Shigmo, Spring Festival in Goa and Konkan region. Next is थिएटर. ये भी गोवा से एसोसिएटेड है. इट इज मेनली इन द परफॉर्म मेनली इन द रोमन कोंकणी डायलेक्ट्स एंड इंक्लूड्स म्यूजिक, डांसिंग एंड सिंगिंग. तो थिएटर revolves around social, religious, and political themes. It is considered to be the mirror of the Goan culture. Next is Nacha. ये छत्तीसगढ़ से associated है. It is performed by rural communities there. and it involves four different forms of nacha: Gandhava nacha, Khare Saj nacha, Devar nacha, and Baithe Saj nacha, usually held at night. Comedy is an essential aspect of this folk theatre. Next is Shubhang Leela. Shubhang Leela is associated with Manipur. Shubhang Leela is a traditional form of theatre where the roles of women are played by men called Nupi Shabis. Next is Shumang means open courtyard and Leela means play. And the literal meaning of Shumang Leela is play of the open courtyard. It attempts to preserve and promote humanism, brotherhood, tolerance, confidence, devotion, truth, and justice through its performances. Next is modern Indian theatre. So let's talk about it. India's post-medieval or modern theatre was shaped during the colonial era. Translations of both ancient Sanskrit texts and Western classics became available when gave an impetus to theatre. Works of Gotthold Ephraim Lessing and Shakespeare were adapted. Rise of cities such as Calcutta, now Kolkata, and Madras, now Chennai, created a need for new forms of entertainment. Thus, the Western proscenium style of theatre emerged in the 18th and the 19th century. Many theatres sprang up in Kolkata, Calcutta in the 19th century, such as Belgachia, Natyashala, Shobha Bazar, Natyashala, etc. During the British era, Indians developed their own theatrical style, combining the features of both Western and Indian style. Theatres also became commercialized with the cost being imposed on viewership, unlike the ancient past where theatres was mostly open to all. I'm so sorry. Common themes were social evils such as dowry, caste system, religious hypocrisy, and even political affairs. The British government even imposed the Dramatic Performances Act in 1876 to counter the growing political awareness. First theatre in Kolkata, Calcutta, now Kolkata. The Calcutta Theatre or the New Playhouse, founded in 1775, active until 1808. Next is first motion pictures in Bengal made by Hira Lal Sen, was screened at the Star Theatre, Minerva Theatre, and the Classic Theatre. Next is first theatre in Madras, now Chennai. Gaiety Theatre was the first permanent cinema theatre set up in the then Madras by Mr. Raghupati Venkaiah. There is also a Gaiety Theatre in Shimla since 1887. Next is Parsi theatres. Parsi theatres were famous in Western India during the 1850s and 1920s, with plays being written in the regional languages such as Gujarati and Marathi. Colorful backdrops and music were essential. The themes were romance, humor, melodrama, etc. From the 1930s, with the advent of cinema, many Parsi producers went into filmmaking. Regional theatres of Bengal, Maharashtra, etc. also gained prominence. Rabindranath Tagore was a celebrated playwright. He wrote his first play at the age of 20, Valmiki Pratibha. This can be a probable question क्योंकि रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर से related details are important if एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से अगर हम देखें तो his famous works are Rakt Karabi, Red Oleanders, Chitrangada, Post Office, etc. His themes included nationalism, spirituality, socio-political situation, etc. Other noted personalities were Prasanna Kumar Thakur, Girish Chandra Ghosh, Deenabandhu Mitra, जिन्होंने नील दर्पण लिखी थी, etc. In 1943, the Indian People's Theatre Association (ITPA) was formed as a cultural wing of Communist Party. Although it was disbanded in 1947, it played an important role in further development of theatre. Its theatre artists wrote plays on various social themes such as Bengal famines, etc. Sorry. Notable personalities associated with the ITPA were Balraj Sahni, Prithviraj Kapoor, Bijon Bhattacharya, Ritwik Ghatak, Utpal Dutt, etc. The ITPA now exists in Chhattisgarh, Punjab, and West Bengal. The Prithvi Theatre was established in 1944 by Prithviraj Kapoor. It was a moving theatre with an entourage of 150 artists and held more than 2,000 plays. It was only in 1978 when a permanent theatre was opened in Mumbai, which still exists today. Next is in 1952, the Sangeet Natak Academy was established for promoting performing the arts, including theatre, giving further impetus to development of theatre in India. The National School of Drama also contributed in producing great theatre personalities. Next is Kalakshetra Manipur was formed by Hesnam Kanhailal in 1969 in Manipur to keep the traditional theatre alive. Ratan Thiam established the famous chorus repertory theatre in 1976. अगर हम फेमस पर्सनालिटीज की बात करें मॉडर्न थिएटर के जमाने में तो गिरीश चंद्र घोष 1844 to 1912 was a Bengali actor, writer, and director. He was largely responsible for the golden age of Bengali theatre. He confounded the Great National Theatre, the first Bengali professional theatre company in 1872, and wrote nearly 40 plays and acted and directed many more. Next is विनोदिनी दासी इनसे रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन सीएपीएफ 2018 में पूछा गया है तो दिस पैराग्राफ इज completely important क्योंकि स्टेटमेंट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन था तो 1863 to 1941 popularly known as Noti Binodini was a Bengali actress and theatre artist. She was the prima donna of Bengali theatre and the first woman in India to become a notable stage performer from the Bengal presidency in the 1870s. 1870s. She began her career in acting at the age of 12 and ended by the time she was 23, as she later recounted in her noted autobiography Amar Katha, The Story of My Life, which was published in 1913. She also made contributions in founding the Star Theatre in Kolkata in 1883. Next is Samas. Sami Venkatadri uh, Iyer, ये 1898 से 1939 तक, and Adya Rangacharya 1904 to 1884 were noted Kannada dramatists and playwrights. Kupali Venkatappa Puttappa, better known as Kuvempu, 1904 to 1994, is another noted actor playwright of Karnataka. Other prominent theatre personalities are Subramaniam Bharatiyar of Tamil Nadu, Veerasalingam uh, Pantulu of Andhra Pradesh, and Srikandan Nair of Kerala, Bhartendu Harishchand and Jaishankar Prasad. बीवी करांत ये 1929 से 2002 तक is known for his contribution to Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Madhya Pradesh theatre. Next is KV Subanna 1932 to 2005 of Karnataka, formed the acclaimed Ninasam theatre group and was also a winner of Raman Magsaysay Award. Other noted modern personalities are Indra Parthasarathi, Girish Karnad, Habib Tanveer, Vijay Tendulkar, Badal Sarkar, Vijay Mehta, Dharamveer Bharti, Mohan Rakesh, Chandrasekhar Kambar, and P. Lankesh. Now let's move on to chapter 12. We are done with chapter 11 here. Okay, there's one question which was asked in CSE Mains 1985, which was like, what efforts have been made to develop theatre in India? Name any two important persons associated with the development of this art. तो इस चैप्टर से वो क्वेश्चन आप आंसर कर सकते हैं. So do practice this question and let's move on to our next chapter, which is martial arts in India. So this is chapter 12. Let's start with it. History of martial arts in India. Indian martial arts is rich in and diverse with a legacy of thousands of years. It was influenced by various cultures, regions, and historical events that made it evolve and change over time. The ancient evidence of Indian martial arts can be known from the early epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata. An overview of the evolution of the martial arts in India. वैदिक टेक्स्ट में अगर हम देखें जो कि 15 dated between 1500 BCE to 600 BCE, the earliest references of training and fighting techniques can be found in the Vedas. Dhanurveda and Yajurveda segments contain references to martial arts. These texts mention forms of combat known as Dhanurvidya or Angavidya. Next is encompassing archery, the art of warfare, sportsmanship, the use of weapon, and the training of an army. Next is early epics, 600 BC to 400 C. The Ramayana and the Mahabharata contain detailed accounts of martial skills and warfare. The Mahabharata depicts a prolonged battle between Arjuna and Karna in which they used bows, trees, boulders, swords, and fish and also defeating lions with just daggers. It is considered an inspiration for many practitioners of Indian martial arts. Next is regional influence, 200 BC to 1200 CE. Day by day, various regional martial art styles emerged. For example, Kalaripayattu from Kerala, Silambam from Tamil Nadu. Wait, give me a second, please. Let's continue. Sorry. Early epics, Ramayana and the Mahabharata contain detailed accounts of martial skills and warfare. The Mahabharata depicts a prolonged battle between Arjuna and Karan, in which they used bows, trees, boulders, swords, fists, and also defeating lions with the daggers. It is considered an inspiration for many practitioners of Indian martial arts. Next is regional influence. अगर हम देखें 200 BC से 1200 CE, day by day, various regional martial art styles emerged. For example, Kalaripayattu from Kerala, Silambam from Tamil Nadu, Thangta from Manipur, and Gatka from Punjab are some of the traditional martial arts that originated during this period. Next is effects of the foreign invasions. 1200 CE to 1800 CE, several foreign invasions like the Mongol invasion, Turk invasion, Persian invasion, and later the Mughal and the European invasions helped in shaping various martial art techniques and strategies. मॉडर्नाइजेशन ऑफ मार्शल आर्ट्स की अगर हम बात करें लेट 19th सेंचुरी से प्रेजेंट तक तो लेट 19th and the early 20th centuries witnessed a change in traditional Indian martial arts. Several martial art masters and organizations have worked towards preserving and modernizing the ancient techniques. Various existing forms of martial arts in India. India, a land of diverse cultures and ethnicities, is known for its wide variety of martial arts that have developed since the ancient times. Earlier used for warfare, these art forms are today usually used for demonstration as a part of ritual, achieving physical fitness, or as a means of self-defense. Martial art literally means arts associated with waging of war. A number of martial art forms in the country are closely related to dance, yoga, and the performing arts. The Pahlwani style of wrestling was developed in the Mughal Empire by combining the native Malla Yuddha with influences from the Persian Varzesh-e-Vastani. Some of the art forms were banned during the British rule, including Kalaripayattu, Silambam, but they resurfaced and gained popularity post-independence. The popular martial arts in India are discussed as follows. सबसे पहले है कलारीपयट्टू ये वन ऑफ द ओल्डेस्ट मार्शल आर्ट्स इन इंडिया है और कलारीपयट्टू ऑल्दो प्रैक्टिस इन मोस्ट पार्ट्स ऑफ सदर्न इंडिया originated in the state of Kerala around the 3rd century BC. तो ये क्वेश्चन कलारीपयट्टू से आया हुआ है CSE 2014 में स्टेटमेंट बेस्ड. Next is Kalari, a Malayalam word, refers to a specific type of school, gymnasium, training hall where martial arts are practiced or taught. This art form includes mock duels, armed and unarmed combat, and physical exercises. It is generally not accompanied by any drumming or song, as most important aspect is the style of fighting. Kalaripayattu's most important key is footwork. It also includes kicks, strikes, and weapon-based practice. Even women practice this art. Kalaripayattu is still rooted in the traditional rituals and ceremonies. Kalaripayattu includes a number of techniques and aspects. Some of them are uzichal or message with gingli massage with gingli oil, fighting with ota, an S-shaped stick, mai payattu or body exercises, kolthari payattu or use of wooden weapons for fight, Angathari or use of sharp metal weapons and sticks of Kolthari and Verum Kai or bare-handed fight. Kalaripayattu is mentioned in the Vadakkan Pattukal, which is a collection of Malayalam ballads of medieval period. It is written about Chikkavar. It was written about the Chikkavar warrior surname of the Malabar region of Kerala. Next, we'll talk about Silambam. So, Silambam is a type of staff fencing. A type of staff fencing is a modern and scientific martial art form of तमिलनाडु. तो कहाँ से associated है ये question हमेशा से important है. So, Kalaripayattu was associated to southern states and mainly originated from Kerala. This can be a confusing statement. तो याद रखें Silambam is associated to Tamil Nadu. The Pandyas, Cholas, and Cheras promoted it during their reign. The reference to the sale of Silambam staffs, pearls, swords, and armor to foreign traders can be found in the Tamil literature और कौन सा लिटरेचर सीला पद्दिकरम. अब सीला पद्दिकरम क्या है? इनके ऑथर है इलांगो और यूपीपीसीएस 2002 में ये पूछा जा चुका है और ये क्या है? इट इज अ लव स्टोरी. सो यूपीपीसीएस 2014 में ये पूछा गया है कि ये क्या है? फिलोसफिकल है, लव स्टोरी है, क्या है? Which dates back to 2nd century AD. The timeline is also important. The Silambam bamboo staff was one of the most popular trading items with the traders and visitors from Rome, Greece, and Egypt. This art is believed to have expanded to Malaysia from its originating state, where it is famous. It is a famous sport, apart from being a mode of self-defense. The long staff was used for both mock fighting and self-defense. There are different kinds of techniques that are used in Silambam, including swift movements of the foot, use of both hands to wield the staff, use of thrust, cut, chop, and sweep to achieve mastery and development of force, momentum, precision at different levels of the body, head, shoulder, hip, and leg level. The player must be trained to defuse an uncontrollable mob by using strokes like snake hit, monkey hit, hawk hit, and also deflect stones thrown by them. The official body of Silambam, the World Silambam Association, was founded in 1999. थांगता एंड सरिस्का ये आपका क्रिएटेड बाय मेइती पीपल कहाँ से एसोसिएटेड मणिपुर से थांगता इज एन आर्म्ड मार्शल आर्ट that finds its mention as one of the most lethal combat forms. Sirat Sarak, on the other hand, is an unarmed art form that uses hand-to-hand combat. Their history can be tracked back to 17th century when they were successfully used by the Manipuri kings to fight with the British. The capture of this region by the British witnessed the ban of these art forms. However, after independence, there was a resurfacing of this art form. The thang refers to a sword, while ta refers to a spear. Thus, the sword and the spear are two main elements of thangta. The two components, thangta and sarit sarak, are together called huye langlon. Guru, Ma, Guru Mayum Gaura Kishore Sharma, leading exponent of Huyen Langlong, was awarded Padma Shri in 2009. This is an important fact. Mallakham. Mallakham is mainly practiced in Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. It involves the use of pole and rope. It requires great concentration. In 2013, Madhya Pradesh declared Mallakham as a state sport. This is a fact very important, could be asked in MPK factual based exam. MPPCS में भी एक statement ये पूछा जा सकता है, so this is important. Reference of some form of Malakham can also be found in Ramayana, ancient Chandraketu pottery dating back to the 2nd to 1st century BC. Sorry, and also accounts of Buddhist Chinese pilgrims to India. The earliest direct literary mention of Malakham appears in the 12th century text called Manasolasa, penned by Chalukya king Someshwara II. तो इससे रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन सीएससी 1993 में आ चुका है. तो दिस शुड बी नोटेड कि मानसोलासा किसने लिखा है? सोमेश्वर III ने. ये चालुक्य किंग थे. Malakham is divided into four categories where each type is named after Hindu gods and legendary fighters. पहला है Jarasandhi. It concentrates on breaking the limbs and joints while fighting. Next is Bhima Seni. It focuses on sheer strength. Hanumanti. It concentrates on technical superiority. And Jambuvanti. It uses locks and holds the force of the opponent into submission. For long, Malakham has been referred to as a poor man's sport as its purveyor have mostly hailed from the deprived section of the society. However, the sport is gaining popularity in the country even ever since the Union Youth and Sports Ministry recognized it under Khelo India Youth Games. This could be a probable question. Next is Chebi Gadga. ये one of the most ancient martial arts of Manipur. Chebi Gadga involves fighting using a sword and a shield. It has now been modified to a stick encased in soft leather in place of a sword and a leather shield. The contest takes place in a circle of 7 meters in diameter on a flat surface. Within the circle, there are two lines 2 meters apart. The Chebi stick is between 2 to 2.5 feet in length while the shield is around 1 meter in diameter. Victory in this contest is achieved according to the points earned during a duel. The points are awarded based on skills and brute force. Next is Parikhanda. Parikhanda, created by Rajputs, is a form of martial arts from Bihar. It involves fighting using sword and shield, still practiced in many parts of Bihar. Its steps and techniques are widely used in Chhau dance. The name of this martial art comes from two words, pari, that means shield, and khanda, which means sword. Thus, the word of both use of both sword and shield in this art. The parikhanda involves the practice of chalis or steps, which are associated with movement like the hathi chali, elephant movement, and bagh chali, tiger movement, etc. Next is thoda. Originating from Himachal Pradesh, thoda is a mixture of martial arts, sports, and culture. It takes place during Baisakhi. Baisakhi कहाँ की फेस्टिवल है? ये हार्वेस्ट फेस्टिवल है पंजाब की. Festival in April every year. A number of community prayers are made so as to invoke the blessings of goddesses Mashu and Durga, the principal deity. The martial arts art relies on a person's archery skills. Thoda can be dated back to Mahabharata, the times when bows and arrows were used in the epic battle in the valleys of Kullu and Manali. In the game, there are two groups of roughly 500 people each. Most of them are not archers but dancers who come along to boost the morale of their respective teams. The art is played in the marked court as to ensure a certain degree of discipline. The two teams are called Pashis and Sathis, who are believed to be the descendants of Pandavas and Kauravas of Mahabharata. The archers aim for the leg below the knee as there are negative points for striking any part of the body. नेक्स्ट इज गटका. गटका इज रिलेटेड टू पंजाब. ये क्वेश्चन सीएससी 2009 में पूछा गया, तो दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. द एसोसिएशंस आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. गटका is a weapon-based martial art form performed by the Sikhs of Punjab. The name Gatka refers to the one whose freedom belongs to grace. Gatka features the skillful use of weapons, including sticks, kirpan, talwar, and katar. The attack and defense in this art form are determined by the various positions of hands and feet and the nature of the weapon used. It is displayed on a number of celebrations in the state, including fairs. The Defendo system of martial art devised by Captain William E. Fairbairn and Captain Eric Anthony Skies prior to the Second World War borrowed techniques from Gatka. So we have completed, we are left with three more pages, two more pages barely. So we'll start this in the next lecture. Till then, keep watching Ghatna Sutra and keep learning. मिलते हैं next lecture में. Till then, bye.